If you're at the age where RMDs are showing up in your life, you already know the basics. The IRS requires you to start pulling money out of your retirement accounts. And if you don't, there's a penalty. But here's what I've noticed after walking hundreds of clients through this. The mistakes that actually cost people money aren't about missing the RMD deadline. They're about assumptions, the kind anyone could make. And I want to walk you through the three that I see most often so you know exactly what to watch for. Mistake number one is the individual mistake. Let's say Tom and Janet. They're both 73. They need to begin taking their RMDs. And like most married couples, they think of their finances as one household, one budget, one tax return, one financial plan. So when Tom sat down to handle this year's RMDs, this is the first year he needs to take them, or they need to take them, he had what seemed like a perfectly sensible idea. His IRA balance is a lot bigger than Janet. So what he thought he would do is, why not just pull enough out of his account to cover both requirements? It's the same household, same tax return, same dollar amount, same RMD amount, no matter how you slice it. Unfortunately, that's not how the IRS sees it. The I in IRA stands for individual, and there's no such thing as a joint IRA. So Tom's account in this situation is satisfied, however, Janet's is not. And so now she's the one carrying a 25% penalty on her shortfall, and it would be reduced down to 10% if it's caught within 2 years. But the real penalty on money she never touched for a rule she never knew existed. So I bring this up first because it's one that I see quite often. Married couples think that if they share everything for decades, including their finances, it's natural to think that the retirement accounts work the same way, and they don't. Your RMDs are separate, so your retirement account, you need to take an RMD for each of your retirement account as a person. You know, each person has to satisfy their own RMD. The next is the aggregation mistake. So every account is an individual. That's rule number one. Now let's look at where it gets a little more complicated because not every type of account plays by the same combining rules. If you've got multiple IRAs, you're in luck. You can calculate the RMD for each one, but you're allowed to take the total from just one account, or you can spread it across however many you'd like. So you're not forced to take your complete or your total RMD from one account if you don't want to. You can bunch them into one account. You can also spread them out amongst multiple IRAs if you have multiple. 401ks don't work that way. If you've got two 401ks from two different employers or one 401k and one IRA, each one needs its own RMD. So taken from its own account, and you can't combine them. Even if they're identical plans or strategies, they have to be separate distributions. So 401ks have their own RMD distribution requirement. If we look further at 403bs, those plans can get an additional exception. You can combine multiple 403bs with each other, but not with an IRA or 401k. So unfortunately, plenty of people assume their 401ks and 403bs work the way an IRA does. Just pull it all from one place. But if you do that and you don't fully understand the RMD rules, you end up with a shortfall penalty on the account you never took a distribution from. Mistake number three, the rollover mistake. Let me introduce you to Frank. Frank's 74 years old. He has $650,000 sitting in an old 401k from a job he left years ago. And he's thinking about rolling it into an IRA. Consolidates, simplify life. He can still keep his plan and investments and let that money continue growing and working for him. But Frank's already RMD age. And so there's a rule that catches people off guard. RMDs cannot be rolled over. Not partially, not into your Roth IRA, not at all. So at 74, Frank's life expectancy factor puts his RMD this year at $25,490. If Frank rolls his entire 401k balance into his IRA without first pulling that $25,490 out, The IRS doesn't see a clean rollover. It sees an excess IRA contribution, and that comes with its own penalty, 6% every year until it's fixed. So unfortunately, there's not a shortcut around this one. The RMD must come out first, and then once that's done, whatever's left is eligible to be rolled over or consolidated. So these three mistakes are all completely avoidable once you know how to look for them. And that's really the point of this channel, not to scare you, just to help you make informed decisions so that you're seeing the full picture before it costs you something. I'm Jonathan Bednar, certified financial planner at Paradigm Wealth Partners. If you'd like a second set of eyes on your RMD strategy, your retirement plan, I'd be glad to walk through it with you. Link is in the description below. Be confident in your retirement.